Ultrasonic cleaners. I've been using them for years now, and they're a great tool. So one died on me a couple weeks back. I have a video of getting a new one, the Crewworks, and Vevors. It'll replace the Vevor. Well, a buddy of mine, he's into CNC machining, has a machine shop similar to mine, like a bike shop, but in his is a CNC type parts. And he has several ultrasonic cleaners as well. And he had a Vevor as well, and also had a bad faulty switch. He gave me, yeah, you know it, he gave me the link to this replacement switch. I went ahead and bought that. So we're gonna dive into the Vevor and see if we can replace that switch. Kind of just do a little macro review of my current Crewworks, which I've been using for about 2 weeks now. Seems to be holding up pretty strong. But without further ado, let's dive into this after this.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with a guy. Hi, I'm Justin the Guy. Obviously I have a garage shop. Take scary out of used, one bike at a time. If you want to be kept up to date on latest projects and topics, please like and subscribe.
Well, like I mentioned before, they have a little drainy thingy, and the gunk is cut all clogged in there in the little strain deal. So I gotta see if I can get it to unclog. Okay, that's problematic. There we go. Now we got a steady stream. I can't believe I said that. All right. It's gonna be one of those days. So what I'm talking about is little holes here. That might be a little problematic for, maybe I need to put a strainer or screen or something. We'll figure this out. Finish draining this and cleaning it out. There we go. That's like a good flush. Just flush it all out. Yeah, we'll see about that once that's done draining. All right, we'll do a comparison here. Also, I believe I got hoses to add to these, which might help the draining process a little bit. But yeah, we'll just get this all cleaned out like so and dispose of the dirty water. All right. Let's dive into this. Yeah, I forgot what I ordered, so let's figure this out. All right, so got myself some synthetic pads to go underneath to help from scarring. Here's the switch, and then got some hose because I want to put a plug here and a hose come down. I got 10 feet of hose, so split it up with 5 and 5 between the two tanks. Not that I think I'm going to have both of these in play, like working at the same time. My intent is to get this one back and running and set it aside as a backup because, you know, when it goes down, it's going to fall apart at the worst time, right? When you're needing to, you know, middle of season, which of course mine broke in the middle of like 5 or 6 tune-ups I had stacked. I needed to get them done pretty quickly, and I had to get another one within the next day, so that worked out. So interesting enough to me, hopefully this is the right thread. Come in a 2-pack. Yeah, we got ourselves a winner. So my buddy that has the machine shop, he has these, told me where that, in which I got the hose to go over, and I wanted just 2 band clamps. You can't get two band clamps, you have to buy a 10-pack, so I'll get some extras, or maybe double up. So that's going to be the tail end of our little project. This is just for during my deed, but what we got here, and I'll put the links below so you can not worry about part numbers and all that. You can actually check out what I've got, and if this works, you know what to get yourself. And they come in a order them and get in a 2-pack, and it's a switch for something similar. My buddy said he had a really hard time finding it, but once he did find it, he switched his out and he was fine. He had to get, well, he has 2 Vevors. He has this, well, something similar to this size, maybe a little smaller, then he has a big one. And he's like, oh, he gave me the link to the big one switch, so keep in mind, sizes do matter. And this is the smaller switch, so apparently I got a small ultrasonic cleaner, so I'm not going to let that get to my head. But anywho, this is what is probably at play, because the symptoms I was telling my buddy was very similar to what his issues on his was. And he switched his out and it's working strong. So we're going to take one and put it in our little bank of, well, we'll need this part later, I'm sure. And this one here, we're going to proceed to install and see what we need to do. So first what I need to do is take all the junk back out of it. The lid, the power cord, the old broken switch. We'll set that aside. And I probably should lay down, not that I'm worried about scratching anything, just a couple towels to keep it from being so noisy. And you want to have maybe a towel or 2 down anyway to catch any kind of loose screws. And you know, I have a loose screw, it's up here, but you don't want to add that to your mix of problems. So this is the item we're going to try to replace, this guy right here. So we'll put that towards you so you can take a look at it, see what kind of mess I got going on here. And this has 8 screws on the bottom part. It's probably very similar to the Crew Works, because when I looked at the bottom it was very, very similar. So you want to proceed and take these screws off. Okay, here's the unveiling. Well, when you pop this open, it's still going to have a lot of connecting wires. So you'll kind of have to angle this diligently, so you have the exposed switch and the plugs. Okay, we got our three wires. Okay, I'm not an electrician, and I highly recommend you take this to somebody that's done electrical work or electrician. But this is what we're looking at as in bits, and this is what we need to do. You want to match up the colors, black, yellow, green, which is ground, and then you have red as your hot. Well, on the back side of this old switch, it has the same things, so we need to address that, and apparently this switch will work here, so we'll have to see if how this will all work for us. But anywho, let's get a closer look at this. So first I need to figure out how am I going to take this out? Well, I'm going to unplug these main connectors. So identify black, red, and yellow green, which is your ground. So it looks like this is epoxied in here, so I'm going to have to figure out how to chisel that out, basically. All right, I think I almost got it. Okay, so there's 2 tabs on each side that I had to cut all that gunk out. I was holding it in place, and then I had to release it. So looking at this, it pretty much, for the most part, looks pretty identical. So, and you can see where I try to get that to solder up to work. And here we are. So I have my red, black, and these fittings look a little bit different. But we'll see if we can get these to match up. Alright, so if I'm lucky here, I can get this just a plug and play. So we're going to get the, sure it's all cleared out, and hopefully this matches the footprint of the old switch, which seems like it does. And it snaps into place. Sweet. And we just get these to fit in. Oh. The current connectors, and you're going with red equals red and black equals black. Alright, so we got some good solid connections there. Black and red. Alright. Slide the cover back on. And I don't need to run it, I just need to make sure it turns on. So. All right, here goes the test. So, obviously I have a breaker switch. If I'm going to smell for smoke, this is definitely going to be the place. And, whoop, plugged it in. And I got some beep, and I got the red switch turned on here. And I got the beepy noise. Let's see. What do we got? Yay! It's telling me 50 preset. Everything seems to be working. We got this going. Well, not gonna run it because you're not supposed to without any fluid in there. One a couple of the features is obviously you want to fill this up to around this lip edge is the height limit line. The minimum, I'm not really sure what the minimum is, but at least some fluid in there, at least about halfway at least I would think. But I've always filled up to the top, so there goes that kind of idea. And now what I'm going to do is let's hook up the hose and get that going. I'll unplug this for now. All right, so what we got here is our male into the hose. We're going to cut the hose in half. This is 10 feet, so I want 5 feet for this tank and 5 feet for the other tank. Some good hose. There we go. Alright, so we got this. And whoop, busted out some gloves, so don't think I need these now anyway. So I like using plumber's tape. There's various other people, and people are probably going to comment below how this is supposed to be done. But I've always remember seeing it done like this, but apparently you roll it up. So I'm going to tighten it this way. It tightens. I know that's a fact, so if I get it twisted and I'm tightening it, it's tightening itself. So I think I'm going to go this way, right? Do your typical coverage. Keep it from leaking. Then as you did it that one direction, as you're tightening, you're not tightening the plumber's tape. Now for the hose, obviously I don't want to use my cut. I want to do like the manufacturer cut piece personally, so it has the best fitting over there. But before that, I want to put my clamp on. Get that on there first. And put it in the direction I can actually get to it. This takes a flathead screwdriver, which that is not. This is. Pull that back. Kind of give it a good like so. All right, then from here I'm going to tighten my clamp down so it is nice and secure. So when I drain it, all I have to do is unroll this and put it in a bucket. There we go. Well, that didn't seem too terrible, right? I mean, a little bit of patience, a little bit of time. And actually that was like a $10, $12 part to fix my $100 and $200 ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, I got mine, the Crew Works, for around $150 on sale. Next time I looked at it, it's bumped up to $200 for the same size. So kind of lucked out on that one when I purchased it. But now I got a $10 fix, which one switch is extra, and this one will be ready to go once need be. And I added some extra hoses. The hoses and the clamps and bits, they ended up to be around $25, $30. I figured that'd be just a nice ease, so I don't have to constantly dip the tank or adjust the bucket. I have to do this whole little rigmarole to get this thing to drain out. This way it'll just make it a lot easier. I already pre-did this one, so I'll just do the Crew Works one, and I'll be happy as a pig in a pig pen, you know, doing the whole thing, working on cleaning parts. So, well, all the part listings are going to be below if you have any questions on the tools that I used in this video. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hopefully you got some insights on this guy here and how it works. And so far so good. Both the Crew Works and the Vevor seem to be working very comparable as together. And in addition to, it didn't seem like there's any degradation over the last 3 years of using this guy here. And if I get 3 years out of a switch for 10 bucks, knowing what the problem is and how to fix it, it's good to go. So until next time, thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll see you out there from the garage.